Where are you right now? Damn. I'm really jealous right now. All right, I think we're live, dudes. I think we're live. Or at least, well, that's the same hangout, isn't it? Fuck it. If this should be the same one, right? Oh, it's not. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on 1 second. So that's the difference. Then I was doing a call with you while I was streaming myself. That's freaking retarded. That's funny. All right, hold on. Fantastic. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna send the link. Yeah. All right. Bye. Dude, I'm fucking retarded. I'm whatever. We're all right, here it goes. Yes. So I'm talking on the live stream. The live stream can only hear me while I'm talking to you guys. Oh, well, but not. Here we go. Yeah, I sent the link for you and Usef, and now Buggy. Cool. All right, cross my fingers. All right, so I assume that we're live. All right, we got another person in here.
Yo, what's up?
We should be good now.
All right.
I think they should be hearing. This looks regular again. It looks
good.
It looks good. It looks good.
Practice makes perfect, guys.
There we go. Hold on. Did you send it to Buggy? I sent it to him. Or did you send it already?
Yeah, he joined.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, once Buggy gets in here, we can actually make this video legit. Boom. All right, can everyone in the chat hear everyone? It's in the call.
Yeah. Oh wait, let me.
Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear us? It looks fine on the stream, actually. Looking at it, they should be able to hear everybody. So.
Yo, should I invite Nathan Law?
Yeah, I mean, if he's up and on, do it.
Yeah, I'll send it to him.
They say yes. Yup, we can hear.
Yep. All right, cool.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we can finally get into this shit. We can actually do something productive with our times. All right.
We have Nathan Law in the chat, so he's up.
Okay, cool. Nathan, join.
Hi.
Okay,
all right, guys.
I'm gonna send it to him.
So I'm looking. So let's just basically talk about the last chapter. One thing that's like, Brago, I love your stream, but the whole power level discussions just get like they totally derail the entire thing that's going on there. So
we go far with those.
My sole objective is to try and like keep it on topic with chapter 834, but obviously talk about anything possibly related to anything that's going on there. So
not much.
So
yeah, the first.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So the first thing that I really wanted to talk about that's like really interesting. What's up with Jinbei? With Jinbei being in the news, what do you guys think about that?
Well, my really opinion on that is that obviously Jinbei would like never run away for a cowardly reason like that. I think that there was either a threat towards Fishman Island and Jinbei like literally had to step down almost, or I really can't think of why he would do that unless it was just a fake news report.
This is something with Oda that he likes to do. He always keeps things mysterious, but then it turns out to be something normal.
Yeah.
I mean,
what we discussed yesterday was that Big Mom. You remember when she made that guy cower in fear, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she did something to kind of, so now she's controlling Jinbei. Jinbei basically, fell to her will, in some way. So, it kind of looks like Jinbei has been, the rumors have been starting due to all that, but I don't think, obviously, Jinbei is a Knight of the Sea, so anything that happened, is not legit. I think it's all, hearsay. But
It's yeah. I completely agree with you guys. It's totally there's zero chance of Jinbei actually being a coward and cowarding out for the sake
hell
of his
no.
own life. I mean, the comments in the actual chapter basically prove that, with pretty much everyone, including Brooke as well, basically saying
Yep.
this isn't the dude that we remember. Like this isn't the Jinbei that we know. Like Jinbei, Knight of the Sea, more like Trash of the Sea or something like that. Just like absolute confirmation, in my opinion, from the chapter itself that something different here is going on than just Jinbei being a coward. I like the idea from Usef. I've heard this as well. That maybe like Big Mom was like they spun the little roulette thing and then landed on, well, we're going to destroy Fishman Island now. And so maybe in that situation, Jinbei would then be protecting his friends. So it's not necessarily him being a coward for his own life, which would make some sense. But I don't really think that's the case. I honestly think that the idea that I like most out of this chapter, though, is that Jinbei lost his reputation. That when she spun the little roulette thing, he lost his reputation, and it has nothing to do with.
Yeah, I don't
It's like a
think
lie.
Fishman Island will be destroyed because I don't remember what that daughter of Big Mom was called, but she was married to Aladdin. So now
Praline.
she
Yeah.
has like this some sort of ties, blood ties with the Fishman. I don't think she will go out of her way to attack the Fishman Island, especially with her goal. Like she wants every race to be part of the bloodline,
United.
part of her
Yeah.
bloodline. If that makes sense. So I don't think she will go attack Fishman Island for that, even if Jinbe betrayed her.
Do you
Something about
Do you
that
guys
goal
think
is
she's
fishy, though.
bullshitting on
Oh
that,
yeah,
or do you guys think
exactly.
she's
That
being
goal,
serious?
I don't believe it. Like it's, or maybe that is her goal, but the means of obtaining it is like she's gonna do whatever it takes. If it means controlling them for them to be, part of her family, she's gonna do that. Because
Oh,
her daughter, she was so quick to like go with Aladdin no matter what happened. So it was just like, how loyal are they to Big Mom? So I don't know. It's something there.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely an interesting point because we can see that with the daughter that looks exactly like Lola, who's probably her twin or something like that. As
Pufan, I think Charlotte Pufan.
Chiffon,
Yeah, Chiffon,
something like
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But she's going with Capone, and I think there's a pretty clear implication from this chapter as well that Capone is doing something against Big Mom, like behind her
oh, for
back,
sure,
and then
sure.
she would have to know about that.
I
And also
realized
Putin too, right? Putin as
Right.
well. Putin looks like she's helping, like she wants to help the Straw Hats.
Exactly.
so now we can confirm that Pudding is not a traitor. Can we
I,
put
uh,
that to rest?
So I would like to confirm it. I would honestly like to
Okay.
believe, like for a fact, Pudding is a good person, but there
Yeah.
is the possibility, very very slight possibility, that her engagement, her prior engagement that she had to do, wasn't actually meeting with the Straw Hats, but rather something else. She had to do something else with somebody else. That is a not likely but possibility. So it's
90%.
not confirmed.
90%
no, I'm
that
going.
she's
She's a traitor.
I mean, in the end of the day, she could have met one of those clones on that island instead of the real Sanji.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what happened. Just to throw her off a little bit. Also, with the Capone thing, you mentioned this yesterday with, do you guys remember Capone got kind of sucked up by that big flying rock thing?
Yep.
So they're saying Capone, that was probably Germa because of how futuristic it was. So
Yeah.
Capone more than likely is a double agent and he's working for Germa. So right before we
Germa is
cut to
gonna-
Capone,
Yes.
right before he cut to Capone and Peckham's, Capone probably told Peckham's everything that he was going to do because then Peckham said, "Don't underestimate Big Mom," before he got shot.
See, this is
So
perfect because I've heard so many theories that like Luffy is gonna team up with Germa to take down Big Mom because that's pretty much the
Yeah.
only way he's gonna have any chance of fighting Big
exactly.
Mom. And
So I think
this
that's
pretty much is like evidence for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And about
Like,
Capone,
go ahead, Buggy.
I've noticed something really weird. Like, you know how Capone is married to that Lola lookalike?
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he is going against Big Mom's orders, it seems that Lola lookalike doesn't do anything. Like once someone is married to like once the daughters of Big Mom are married to someone else, they are now forced to follow that person no matter what his orders are. The same thing with that girl that married Aladdin. I can't
Right,
remember
Caroline,
their
yeah.
names. So
Really?
like, so I think once they like marry someone, they no longer follow Big Mom. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, so they
I mean, that's
tie the two, but their loyalty is with their husband.
Yeah,
I I
exactly.
I think
Yeah.
this speaks more towards the character of Big Mom's daughter, the shared trait that they have, and not necessarily direct orders that they have to follow their husband now. I think it has more to do with they have a husband that they've wanted their entire life
Like, why wouldn't she stop Capone? Like, say, oh no, you are
because
now
she's so in
crossing Big
love.
Mom's border.
Because she's so in love. I say that completely honestly. That she is so in love with her husband. We can also see that with Charlotte Praline as well. That I would do something against Big Mom for you, Aladdin. And then also with Pudding, how she's sort of like getting all giddy with the thought that she might find her husband in the future. I think that the shared characteristic here is that they all like fall so deeply in love with whoever they marry that they would be willing to do anything for them more than that they would do for their mother. That's honestly what I think is going on.
Yeah, especially if they her like the whole Big Mom having all these daughters. If it's not like she's actually giving birth to them and it's through some other means, it's like the
So
loyalty
does
is
that
questioned.
confirm that Capone is now has some sort of ties with the Germa?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Seems
something,
likely.
or he could be, using Germa as well. Maybe he's working for Germa, but he has his own objective. So he could be double crossing both of them.
I
Hold on,
mean, he
guys.
did like go to retrieve Sanji. Like, even if that
Right.
was for Big Mom, it was also kind of for Jammer as well.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly. So
yeah.
he's working for
Didn't
both.
they hand Sanji over to the Germa instead of Big Mom?
Who? Yeah, they gave him to Germa.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I
when he
mean,
got him, Sanji was on Big Mom's ship first, right? Remember when we
Yeah,
saw
that's
Caesar?
because Big Mom ship is Capone's ship.
Yeah,
oh
that's
yeah,
when we
and
saw.
Caesar went to. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think he's working for both of them. But what is his goal? Who knows? I mean, I'm sure it's to like advance his whole
Well, they
prestige.
do have some sort of connection. Like, I don't know what that lizard guy in Capone's pirate crew's called, but man, I need to read One Piece. Stop being One Piece theories now. Now I forgot the name of every single person.
I forgot his name as well.
But
Vito?
he
Is it
looked up to the
Vito?
Germa, right? He looked up to them, like
Yeah, it's Vito, right?
Vito.
Vito.
Yeah,
Yeah, Vito. Yeah, Vito looks up to Germa. So
I
we
need to
have.
go back being a One Piece theorist. Oh
Yeah,
man.
but it's like all these supernovas just working for these Yonko. Um, hold up, here's something. Hey, Joy Boy, Rizo's in the chat too, if you wanna.
Yeah. So somebody's making like some sort of like paper noise or something like that.
I
I'm not
muted
sure.
them. I muted them.
Wait, is
Oh,
it
okay.
me?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yes, if you, it's like you're humping your bag or something.
Wait, what noise?
It's like a
It's
paper
like
noise.
paper.
It's-
It's like paper rustling.
Oh, right. Let me keep my mic still. That's probably why.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
good now
Carlos
though.
and Moon.
Oh, that's Pharaoh. What's going on?
Oh, yo, what's good, bro?
Alright, cool
Hey,
deal.
welcome to the live stream, Pharaoh.
Our party is
Thank you,
growing.
thank you.
Oh hell yeah. We were talking about Capone. What do you think about that whole thing?
Which one? The backstab?
Yeah, like what do you think? Like we were saying that maybe he's working for both Germa and Big Mom.
Um, like he's like doing his own thing. Like
Yeah.
he's not allied with anyone at the time.
Right. Yeah, so it's like basically he's using both of them to get to like whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
And like maybe Drake is doing the same thing too.
yeah, Drake too. Like
Like
all of those guys.
all these supernovas. Like it's because at first I was like, why would Capone go on to Big Mom? But maybe he has some objective.
Well, I mean,
Maybe something else there.
I think what we're led to believe here is that all the supernova have a singular goal. They all want to take the One Piece in some way. And so Capone
Yeah.
should be no different. So it doesn't make
Mhm.
sense for him to flat out ally underneath Big Mom just to be a subordinate of her. He would have some plan against her. So that already makes sense. But the problem is that is he really strong enough to take on Big Mom?
No,
I don't
he
see
knows
it. I
that.
don't
I
see
think
it.
he
So
knows that,
he needs
right?
an ally. He
Yeah,
needs an
he
ally.
knows that. But do you think Capone knows about that gift that Big Mom has received from Fishman Island? Does he know that it's a possible bomb?
I doubt it. I mean, I don't see any
Nah.
reason.
Nah, he probably doesn't know.
So it's like I feel like that's gonna play a big role here
Yeah,
to
that's gonna
cause like some
spike the
anarchy.
war. I
Yeah,
think it might kill one of like the daughters of Big Mom, and
and
then there could be like people accusing each other.
what if it looks like it's a gift from Germa? Could it get mixed up?
Uh, you know what's interesting about this, and I've thought about this before, is that Big Mom has had the treasure for a couple days now. We should expect, and also Big Mom mentioned that there was going to be a tea party starting shortly after the end of the Fishman Island arc, which was a different tea party to the tea party that we're about to get to here with Pudding's wedding. So I kind of always just assumed that Jinbei, having already met up with Big Mom, he should have already told her that inside the treasure there's something that she doesn't want to open. So that just honestly confused me from the start here. She's had the treasure for a while. Why would she specifically open up that box during this tea party when,
when it's for something else, for another one? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean that is weird.
I mean, it's Pudding's wedding. It's not like a Fishman wedding or whatever. So there's no reason for her to specifically look at the Fishman's sort of gifts or treasure or whatever for this particular tea party. I don't know. Honestly, I'm confused. That's why I don't really include it in any of my speculations, because that box. I mean, I'm sure that it will have a role, but what that role is, other than exploding and something happening, I have no idea.
Yeah, we're saying that Judge knows that Big Mom is crazy, right? So it's like, why would you go work with someone that's crazy? Unless you plan on backstabbing her. What if Judge is like working for another Yonko? Because it's shown that they're mercenaries already. So it's like, if somebody else can.
Other Yonko? Look, I don't think they're working for Blackbeard or Shanks or.
I was saying Kaido, because he has the whole moniker to Garuda, and Garuda is like an ancient Zoan or whatever. I mean, it could be just.
Isn't their goal like to take over the North Blue? Like with Kaido's help, I'm pretty sure they can take over it easily.
It's like whoever provides more value. Yeah, whoever provides more value. I mean, it's less. I don't know. It's just like they can take over the North Blue. If they could, they would. But he says he wants to do it again. But that's why he's getting Big Mom.
I mean, the only thing common between Kaido and Judge is that they both love going to war, right? That's the only common thing I can think of.
Well, unless Judge is
I don't know. Honestly, I think that this is more likely to have a tie between Judge Vinsmoke and the world government trying to take out Big Mom, rather than another Yonko. Because, I mean, either way that you look at it, Judge Vinsmoke being a part of the world government, being a royal of the world government, doesn't make a whole lot of sense for him to work with any specific Yonko. And then even if Kaido somehow bartered some sort of agreement with them, paid them in order to snipe Big Mom, you would figure that he would, if he was really confident in his abilities, he would just go and do that himself. So I feel like there's a more strong connection between the world government and Judge Vinsmoke rather than some random pirate. I don't know.
With the world government, it's surprising that Germa and the world government is on such good terms, because the world government has the North now, right? But why did Germa give up the North?
Well, I mean, I don't think we're led to believe that they gave up the North. I believe that we're intended to believe at this point in time that the world government actually fought Germa and took control of the North.
Right, but the thing is, why are they still being invited to the revelry then?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Some amicable agreement.
Well, I think that happens. I think that happens with a lot of nobles, though. If, they have a country, they don't necessarily want to join the world government. There's some sort of, I guess, battle or something where the world government eventually makes sure that they join the group, and then maybe they're forced to then be a part of the world government or get executed. So it's a decision of, do I want to live, or do I want to join the world government?
I guess I understand that, but why take their country though? It's like you can keep your country, but you're part of the world government. But it's like they took their country and made them a part of the revelry.
No, but I think as long as you're related to the original people, whatever, who helped to, they helped to liberate the world from the ancient times, or help them win the war, whatever it was.
Yeah.
as long as you're related to them, then you go to the referee.
I
I
mean,
mean, I don't think it matters if you're a pirate or not.
well, I think that that's only for the celestial dragons. For the other like nobles, the other rulers of the kingdoms that are part of the world government, they weren't always a part of the world government. They weren't part of the original 20 kings, so they were
Right.
recruited at some point in time. So that would include Germa if they weren't celestial dragons, which I don't think we're led to believe that they were.
No, there's no indication there. But it's just like, okay, you gave up the North, or the North got taken from you, and now you're working with the world government, or you're okay with the world government because you're sailing. You have a kingdom. That's it's weird there with Germa.
A legitimate possibility here is that the world government and we got to ask ourselves here, that doesn't make sense for them to join the world government if they were specifically beaten by the world government. What if it was like an uprising from the people of the North Blue? That's honestly my initial impression of what was going on there. The people of the North Blue rose up and then took out Germa, but Germa might have already been a part of the world government or sought sort of alliance with the world government, maybe to eventually get the North Blue back.
But
Something along those
they were
lines.
saying what happened was Dragon liberated the North. And then because Dragon kind of did that, they then had, a common enemy. So it was like, okay, all right, we can work together now to go against the revolutionaries. Because
I'm
now
really
we have a common
doubtful.
enemy.
I'm really doubtful that Dragon was the one responsible because we got a bit of the history from Brooke, who was during, I guess. And so I think there's reason to believe that whatever happened to the Vinsmoke and the North Blue happened during Brooke's time, which would have been before Dragon's time, in my
think
opinion.
it
But
was
I'd have to
like-
relook at the details.
Yeah, that makes
To be sure.
makes sense.
Do you think like 50 years ago? Or?
Like 50 years plus or minus 60.
His grandfather, not his father. The grandfather was the one responsible of the.
Right. So he wasn't
Right.
Judge.
Uh-huh.
So Judge could have been like number 1 or 2, like in that picture we saw.
Oh no, we know who
Probably
Judge is.
after,
Judge is the big guy.
Well, keep in
Judge
mind
is
that's
the
just
big
a
guy in the
comic.
back.
Keep in mind
that's
that's
the
just a comic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they could have used the inspiration of the current Germa for the pictures, and it's not necessarily 100% accurate because they're just telling a story of sort of either true or not true of the past. But yeah. So as far as Brooke is concerned, a lot of people aren't really sure of the connection Brooke could have with the Germa because Germa was supposedly the rulers of the North Blue, and from right now we currently only have indication that Brooke was in the West Blue before sailing with Yorkie and crew and then going on the Grand Line. But we don't know any of Brooke's history before he sort of met up with Yorkie in the West Blue. And he was already, by that point in time, something like 39 years old. So we have, from the time that he was 38 until he was like, a child, where was Brooke? I think it's possible that Brooke was in the North Blue during that time.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe he, one of his kings, or he was working for one of the kings of the North Blue when they got taken over by Germa.
Maybe Gemma taught him how to fight, like how to fence.
Well, I mean, we know that. Well, what's interesting about that is that Germa and Sanji all use French-related moves, and the other person that does that is Brooke, which is pretty interesting. But as far as like Brooke's history, we know that Brooke was in a convoy at some point in time fighting against some sort of certain cause or something like that. And so with this whole thing about Brooke knows a lot about the Vinsmoke and sort of fears them in a way that suggests like personal history dealing with the Vinsmoke, I honestly think this convoy has something to do with the Vinsmoke.
Oh, for sure.
Personally.
I think so as well. But I felt like that was the only reason Brooke was going to Cake Island, because of his knowledge. Because it would make more sense for Brooke to go to Wano, right? Like you would think.
Yeah,
go
that's
to
true.
Wano. So it's like Brooke going to Cake Island. That's like a plot device for the information. But then they conveniently took him away with Pedro. So now hopefully we get some more information about what he knows. Because him and Robin are the same though. Like they know so much shit, and they just mention it when it's like, oh.
Do you guys think that?
I really hate that from Oda, to be honest.
He's got to do it to protect the plot, though. But yeah.
Like Robin the whole time with Sabo. It's like, oh, hey Sabo, how you been? Like what? He was alive this whole time. Okay. Like, all right, whatever.
Do you guys think that Georgie is the leader of the Vinsmokes in name only? and that maybe Ichiji and Niji are like the people actually running it, but obviously.
Actually, I think
Why would you think
Yaji
that?
is the leader. Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
is the
Jaji,
leader.
yeah, he is definitely the
But as
leader.
far as strength, I do think Ichiji is the strongest, or Reiju, because we don't know how old Jaji really is.
I mean, it's
So,
definitely possible, and
yeah.
there's some implications that Ichiji, Nichi, and Yanji are upgraded with technology.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
then maybe Judge Vince wasn't part of that. Maybe that
Mhm.
like it's kind of like Caesar's Candy, where he can make the kids into giants, but couldn't make adults into giants. It doesn't work that way. So it's you have more
Yeah.
options available to you to experiment on kids. So if each of them has some sort of awesome like tech added to them that makes them stronger, then
And
it's
especially
pretty
if
possible.
they are actually um all if they were actually all born in the same day, because then it's like they could have been experiments from the jump.
Yeah,
Like
from the
they
start.
all like from the start, like their whole like their birth and their training, this was all a plan to create more soldiers, the perfect soldier. So it's like it's something there.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
but then there was like.
you have quadruplets, which there's already an anomaly. Four
Right.
identical siblings.
Exactly.
Joy Boy,
And
what
And
do you think
Sanji
of
was the
the?
odd one.
And Sanji was
Even
like
Yes.
the
his
black
eyebrow,
sheep.
even his
He was
eyebrow
the-
is like the different direction than all the others. That's the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
with
they did
Sanji.
mention he was like the black sheep, so
I think
Yeah.
that's why they view him that way. He's like a defect. So maybe
He's
he
the
didn't
dud.
take well to like, the training. He had different interests. Like you said, he liked to cook, may and physically I don't think he was probably as strong as the others. Because when we saw him punch Ichiji back then, like it looked
yeah,
like
it's
his hand
like
was like messed up. So
yeah.
Now I've noticed Judge saying that from all people that can use hockey, you're the only one. Sorry, from all the people that can use hockey, you're the only one I didn't expect him to learn it. So is it possible that Yonji doesn't know how to use hockey, or like the others don't know how to use hockey by any chance?
or maybe they
Um,
knew how to use hockey in an early age, and Sanji never
It-
could learn it.
Oh,
It-
that's possible.
Yeah. So
It'd be really disappointing if
Yeah,
if
that would
the
be crazy.
brothers. It'd be
So
really
maybe Ichiji had hockey back then as a child.
I mean,
that would-
imagine that.
prodigy.
The prodigy.
like-
yeah.
Maybe like
so
Virgo,
he-
because
that-
Virgo
well, when
like
he punched him, that would make sense.
Yeah, that's why his hand was like
But
crazy.
hey, he's probably a cyborg. I'm just saying.
another thing is like Virgo, he had like I think he had hockey like 15 years ago, like full body. Like
Yeah.
when he was
did,
like
yeah, yeah.
like,
Versus
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Konosuba.
surprised if they had hockey at really young age. They
Yeah.
seem like really powerful.
very
Do you
probable.
guys think they had their own like special haki? Like that like the extreme version of armament haki is full body, and then observation haki could be like. don't
Well, I
even
think
know
that
what
happens
could be.
eventually. I feel like everyone is going to have their advanced form of each of these. Advanced form of their observation, advanced form of their armament. So I'm sure, yeah, they could have.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, because
I mean-
it's coming.
I mean, we already have Usopp who has the
Yeah.
observational hockey, but his observational hockey isn't like anything that we've ever seen. He has like zoom in scope vision, which
Yeah.
is something unique.
And Fujitora has like censoring, where he can
Yeah,
kind of
censoring.
like. So it's going to be
It's like
different
sonar.
ones. In the most recent special, I thought it was cool, the Heart of Gold. Like they showed you, it was like some foreshadowing there, as far as like everyone who had observation hockey, and every time they used it, their eyes glowed red.
Oh,
You guys
yeah,
noticed
yeah,
that?
I saw that. I remember that.
And then when they attacked the ship, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, their eyes glowed red. Usopp was like, "I sensed something."
yeah,
He was like a
still
little
not getting it.
late.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
he's like still figuring it out. But
Yeah.
all the monster trio, they knew right away. So I was like, okay. I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh.
Okay, so do you want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, sure. So what do you
About
got?
Big Mom and the Giants, or
Giant
do you want to talk about
Candy?
anything else?
Big Caesar for Straw Hat.
Oh.
Hold on. Let's pause for a second. I've seen two videos on the topic saying that Caesar is more likely for Nakama now after this chapter than before. Why is that? I don't. Not to say that I don't think that Caesar is a possible Nakama candidate, but what did this chapter do to add to that?
I think it's more of the fact like he wants it to become like the best scientist or something.
Right. He has an ambition and a goal now. Before it was just like, it wouldn't make sense for Caesar to join the crew because he just wants to be, sadistic and be an asshole. Now it's like you want to be the greatest scientist, so then you can accomplish that by being a crew member of Luffy's. And
Yeah.
so it's like also we're thinking about like Oda did say he doesn't have a way for Luffy to beat Kaido, but what if Luffy had Caesar on his crew? So Kaido could,
Yeah, that's
Caesar-
true. That's true.
Caesar's ability is pretty hacks for
Yeah.
anyone who needs to
It's one of the like
He could
most
employ
hacks ability.
to defeat Kaido, like all the different types of gases. It's something there. That's what I was thinking.
Well,
How
at the
will
very
Caesar
least, I
ever
think
surpass Vegapunk?
Like, yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I think one thing that's really interesting for Caesar's future role in the story is that we're now getting inkling that pretty much every of the big players are all using Caesar's tech, Caesar's weapons that he's made, and the
Yeah.
counter for all of Caesar's gas weapons is Caesar himself. So if you're going to fight Jack or someone like that and he drops the poison bomb on you, how are the Straw Hats really going to defend
Yeah,
against
how do you
that?
combat that? Caesar would
Yeah,
be
that's
very
true.
beneficial. He'd be the first lawyer to join the crew. They get a scientist. I think it's a perfect union. I know he did, the thing to the kids, but
Well, I mean, a lot of people get sucked up in these characters that are doing bad things, and they're like, okay, they're bad people. But Oda redeems pretty much every villain in One
Everyone.
Piece in one way or
Nico.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
if
Every-
Caesar's the
every
reason,
one.
like why they get out of Cake Island, I don't see like Luffy not saying, "Hey, do you want to join the crew?" Like if he does something for them to escape, and it seemed like he was like he's having flashbacks thinking about the Straw Hats. I'm like, why is Caesar?
Yeah.
Now, Joy Boy, you still believe that Big Mom is gonna join the Straw Hats as an ally?
What?
I do, definitely.
I think there's like something with Luffy and Big Mom. Like she has something for him. I'm not sure what it is.
Now, this chapter even like proves Joy Boy's theory even further. We see in the chapter that Big Mom telling Caesar, "Hey, you are the only one that can make my dream come true," which is like, I can now like my bloodline can like have people from all races, and she wants to eat with them all together. And the reason she wants to make them big is because she doesn't want racism between them. She wants them all to be the same size
Yeah.
as her, basically.
Racist.
That's some crazy shit. Like,
I mean, like when you have like a giant, and then you have like a fish man, and they're all like different sizes and different shapes and stuff like that.
Well, there are giant fishmen.
the thing
I
is,
know there's
how
just-
she's going about it, the wrong way, I feel. Like, she wants them all to be the same size, but what's wrong with them being different sizes? It's like, you should be able to accept
Yeah,
each
that's
other.
what I'm saying. That
no
she
matter
doesn't
what
want
size
them
you
to
are.
be indifferent. She wants them all to be the same.
Yeah, it's like she's trying to change them. They don't want to change. It's like, you just like them because you're
Well,
the same
okay.
size.
So,
What I'm saying, Joy Boy, is she definitely has a good heart. Like she's not evil. She's not. I mean, she is psycho, but she's not evil. If that makes sense.
totally agree, bro. Like I'm not saying that Big Mom isn't a crazy bitch because she is crazy and she does some whacked out things. However, with that being said, we have this arc here where we have both the Vinsmokes and Big Mom as potential enemies when we first go there. Luffy, meanwhile, has brought not enough members of his crew, and even if we include the fishman pirates, then he does not have enough forces to take on Big Mom. So at this point, we should already be thinking that Big Mom may not be confronted directly or beaten in this arc. I don't think that that's
Oh, hell
particularly
no.
likely.
Not by Luffy,
And-
at least.
And then so we get further into this arc, and we have the Vinsmokes, whose dream is to conquer the North Blue, which is like a typical villain dream. Like I can see that as being similar to other dreams of villains that Luffy has been forced to beat in the One Piece world. And then if we compare that to Big Mom's dream, which is to make her sibling or her children giants so that they can all see each other eye to eye at the table. While crazy, that is not a bad dream. It's not out there to harm other people like the Vinsmokes, furthering the idea that the Vinsmokes are the main enemy of this arc. Big Mom is not that. And then if we go even further, the hint way back in the Thriller Bark arc where we have Lola, who is had a mother, a great pirate mother that would help them at some point in the future. That's pretty much at this point been confirmed to be Big Mom. So Lola basically said to them that, hey, if you ever need help in the future, Big Mom will help you. And so going into now where we have the situation where the Vinsmokes are pretty clearly painted as the enemy, Big Mom as the wild card, and Nami has Big Mom's Vira card, at some point in time I think we can be led to believe that Big Mom will help them. And then on top of that she has a sickness which could potentially be cured by the Straw Hats. making that alliance last more than just just as a favor. Like, can I have Sanji's handcuffs? It could potentially be a situation in which Big Mom somehow helps them to fight Kaido or someone else. That's more speculative, but
Yeah.
I'm on the Big Mom train for sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I
if
think
the-
that's plausible for sure because with Capone, if he's working with Germa and Sanji hates his family, Gotti respects Germa. So like all of Capone's crew, they're going to side with Germa. Sanji, is on the other side with Big Mom, and then Luffy could ally with Big Mom. I mean, it is possible.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? Everybody that allies with Big Mom has to have some sort of like blood relationship with Big Mom. So, who from the Straw Hats is gonna marry a Big Mom daughter or a son?
Sanji.
Well,
Sanji.
Yeah, but if
Sanji.
Sanji married them, then he will be related to Windsmokes, not the Straw Hats.
All
If
right.
that
I
makes
think
sense.
it could be an exception there somewhere. I
So-
feel like if. Wait, go ahead.
Yeah, like here's Capone, right? You got Capone, he's a supernova, and the only way he managed to be an ally is to marry that Lola lookalike.
Right.
Right.
And that now okay, that makes sense to me. The VV card that Lola gave the Nami.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to share my thoughts in here. So personally, I don't think that anyone from the Straw Hat crew is going to marry anyone on Big Mom's crew. I don't think it's going to be tied that way. And the way that we could eventually potentially avoid that situation is if after this arc, Big Mom is no longer even alive. If Big Mom dies this arc at some point in time, then what would happen, especially if it's the Straw Hats sort of trying to defend Big Mom and defend Whole Cake Island against the Windsmokes, if the Windsmokes are legitimately trying to assassinate her, then they could earn the respect of the entire Big Mom crew. And if Big Mom is no longer there to lead them, then we just have an addition to the Straw Hat fleet with the Yonko crew and the Big Mom pirates. That's sort of my idea. Now, how could Big Mom die? Well, she has a sickness, and the sickness allows basically an opening in her defenses. She does all sorts. She's not aware of what she's doing, which would automatically give somebody an opportunity to, do something to her, like the Windsmoke potentially trying to poison her during that time, or maybe like a critical strike or something like that. And then I don't think Big Mom is going to die before Luffy has a chance to interact with her, if that is indeed the situation that we're looking at. But I think it's really possible that at some point in this arc, through her potential injuries after maybe trying to get assassinated by the Windsmoke, that she may end up actually dying. And so this would also answer the question of how could Luffy really ally with the Yonko? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If Luffy were to ally with the Yonko, it would make more sense for him to go under her, not as an equal. And then at some point he would have to defeat her anyway, sort of like Shanks. And so with this being said, it would make more sense for someone to have defeated her before Luffy has an opportunity to.
That makes sense.
Wait,
Yeah,
I got an idea. So what if I know a lot of people have made so many theories about the Windsmokes controlling Big Mom, but we see like already instances of their mind control with the wall technique. So what if they've like kind of enhanced that some way with technology and have found a way to control her mind? This could like help them in a way defeating her.
Go out with
Mm.
Germa.
Yeah, I don't see the Windsmokes taking out Big Mom, like even if it's all of them.
Well, it depends how strong they are now. I mean, we haven't seen that much from them, but I don't know. Could they take out Big Mom? I don't think they would try it if they didn't feel like they could.
I mean,
I don't-
Big Mom also has her crew with her, so
And we
Germa
haven't
has the whole
necessarily
kingdom
seen
too, right?
like
Isn't
Like the
Germa's whole
top-
kingdom there?
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So there's two key points. First point is that we have the entire of Germa Kingdom right now inside Whole Cake Island, all of them,
Right.
which is definitely a if they were potentially trying to get at Big Mom would be the ideal situation. And then the other point here is that maybe they can't take Big Mom head on, but could they do something subversive, something
Sneaky.
scummy,
Yeah.
sneaky or scummy to take her out? I think that I'm more willing to believe that than
Yeah,
just a straight up
exactly.
head up fight. Or if there is a straight up
yeah,
head up
for
fight,
sure.
then to do
Yeah.
something first.
That's how they move. Like we saw that with George in the fight versus Sonic. Like they do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
We
That's
gotta
something.
keep in mind that Luffy sees himself as a pirate king. He doesn't see himself any lower than a pirate king. So in Luffy's mind, all these Yonkos are below him. So if he wanted to take Big Mom one-on-one, I think he would do it too. But I
Mm.
don't
He,
think
he
this
didn't
arc.
say like he was only going to talk to her, like when he was going to
Yeah,
he
exactly.
was
I
in
don't think
Seoul.
this arc is leading to Luffy fighting against Big Mom because if he wanted to, like he could have called all his allies and all his nakama. But I don't
You
think this
know,
arc is leading to that.
also what's an indication for me that Luffy definitely isn't fighting Big Mom. It was when with the whole thing with Oda when he said he doesn't have I guess any he doesn't have a plan for how Luffy's gonna beat Kaido, right? So it's like okay, he doesn't have a plan for how Luffy's gonna beat Kaido, but if Luffy
Did you
beats
say
Big
plan?
Mom, he doesn't know how Luffy's gonna beat Kaido.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. So it's like if Luffy defeats Big Mom, at that point he's Yonko level, right? So then it's like then it's more plausible and easier to come up with a plan for Luffy to defeat Kaido. So it's like
Yeah,
I think Kaido is actually the first Yonko that's gonna be taken out.
by Luffy specifically.
Yeah,
for sure.
specifically.
Yeah. So it's like
But I mean, I'm just thinking that
Speaking of that, it's funny how Oda said Luffy, he doesn't know how Luffy's gonna defeat Kaido, and then Anime Fantalk says Shiki can defeat Kaido. I just want to put that in there. I found it funny.
yeah, I mean it's just like if you beat Big Mom, then you're Yonko level. So then it's easier to you can come up with a plan if you have a plan to beat Big Mom, but then you don't have a plan to beat Kaido. So it's like I think Kaido is gonna be the first Yonko to fall. Barring the whole Blackbeard Shanks thing. We don't know what's going on there.
I mean, I always like to reference this when I argue for this, is that we are already speculating that in order for Luffy and crew to take down Kaido, they're going to need their entire crew, including Zoro, Frankie, Robin, and everybody else that's gone. They're going to need basically half the samurai that are, if we're assuming that Kaido's going to be during the Wano arc, half the samurai,
Yeah.
the Minks,
Yeah.
Marco, and the rest of the Whitebeard pirates, and all these other people that I'm not even mentioning, I can't remember at this time. And it's not, people are speculating it's not going to be enough. Oh, all the Supernova as well, and it's not going to be enough. And then we have Big Mom here, and Luffy has brought a quarter of his crew and just has the allies in the Fishman pirates.
Yeah.
It's just not
Yeah.
enough. It's not going to happen.
There's
No way. Like, I don't think so.
Yeah. And then it's like we've only seen one Calamity, right? And we see how much of a problem Jack is. So it's like there's two more of those guys.
Right.
Probably
Okay.
a lucky one Rod's not here.
Like come on, yo. Like you're gonna need some help. And then I think Luffy has to grow some more to actually take out a Yonko. So I don't know where.
I think he has
fights.
to like grow in potential of like Conquerors or Devil Fruit, like
His
Awakening.
Conquerors and the efficiency of Gear 4.
Yeah, Gear Fourth and maybe Awakening.
Maybe he may need that to defeat Kaido, but he needs something else. I don't know if Oda goes a route of like a
And we
mini time
definitely need
skip.
to see Scalper Gaban. Like I think he's gonna pop up soon. Like
Eventually,
Wano.
I feel like he pops up eventually. Wano
Yeah.
would make sense because we saw that was it somebody was I think it's Crocus. Talking
Yeah,
to somebody had a
Crocus.
yeah,
Yeah,
Crocus talking to someone. I don't know who it was.
The
Oh
hair
yeah,
looked a
in
lot
the
like
cover
his
panel,
Speaking of
the
that,
Wano.
Yeah.
cover
Wano,
page of
yeah.
like chapter
Scooper looked
587.
big. Yeah, he looked bigger than that though. Honestly, when we saw
People
him
said it was
previously.
Rayleigh, but that definitely wasn't Rayleigh.
No, it's
That's
not really.
not really.
Oh, was that
Definitely
Odin? Like
Some people speculated
Um,
Odin, but I'm skeptical. Like
Because
Odin
then
straight up
would be
was.
alive then. He would still be alive.
Yeah, and if he was alive, would he go be chatting and having a cup with Crocus, or would he be trying to
Hell
help
no.
out his son? You know, like that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, right.
that's a bit
So
weird.
unless he's trying to implore his help or something, like all the old Roger Pirates pop up on Wano, that would be crazy.
But but as far as when Scooper is going to appear, I think my favorite idea on this topic was there's a theory that we have each of Roger Pirates sort of waiting at a specific destination in the Grand Line to sort of lead the person that's going to inherit his will the right direction. And so we have Crocus at the beginning of the Grand Line, Rayleigh sitting in the middle,
Shobonji,
and then at the end we're going to see another one, which would be theorized as
Scooper.
Scooper.
Yeah.
Or Scooper.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean he has to. I feel like he's definitely gonna pop up eventually. But what is his role? You know, that's hard to say.
Well, I mean, what are the roles of all the Roger Pirates so far? They don't really do much, but they help the Luffy in some way get to the next step, whether that's with advice or something like that. And in case of Rayleigh, it was actually training, but.
I mean, yeah. So maybe I don't know. Sanji right now isn't like a lot of people that aren't feeling Sanji. Maybe he guides Sanji a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people sleep on Sanji, to be honest. Like, he gets mad.
I think I really don't know why, to be honest, but
Yeah. It's the whole
I
Virgo situation. Like, he just cracked his leg and everyone's spazzing out.
Well, I mean, keep this in mind as well. For those that are Sanji fans, I'm gonna help you out a little bit. So yeah, Sanji fought Virgo and it didn't go well, but Nami was in his body previous to that, and
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
specific panels discussing how Nami had sort of hurt him in some way. I think
right.
I need to fact check myself there, but I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yo,
And
he
so
definitely was hurt. He was hurt. Also, the fight with Virgo, he was actually winning that fight, but then
Yeah.
Virgo blitzed him. That's when his leg cracked. But then after his leg cracked, it's not like he stopped and was like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
can't fight
he's right.
anymore."
Yeah.
He kept fighting, and then Virgo was the one that ran because he was running from the gas. So it's like, how can you say? I mean, his leg cracked, but things happen when you're fighting.
Yeah.
That's
And-
not a loss.
And then who else has Sanji fought? Doflamingo. Did we really
Doflamingo.
think that he was going to beat Doflamingo? Probably not. So
I think what with that where they messed up there is like you should have given him more than that. Like basically, Dofi just one-shotted Sanji. Like
I
he
think
just
if Sanji had like info on Dofi's powers, because
exactly.
that ability is it's not something you can just like figure out. Like,
No, it takes a while, especially if
Yeah.
like you don't know what's gonna happen. You use Parasite, then it's done. It's
Yeah,
done.
right.
And it seems like unless you have Conquerors, you can't break out of like specific techniques. Like with Aokiji when he used when he froze Doflamingo,
yeah,
he just broke out of it. So it's you need Conquerors. That's another thing where it could be more to it.
mm.
So is that Usef? Usef,
Yeah.
you moving again?
I don't think so. Wait, can someone invite Nathan? He said the link I gave him didn't work.
What's hold on. Yeah, I'll
Nathan. Hold on, I tell. Oh fuck. Hold on, I got it.
invite him.
Tell
Got it?
Nathan. Tell Nathan to go to Well, I guess he's watching the stream. Go to or Jackson.
Oh,
Say
okay.
F Virgo, he's dead. Do you guys think Virgo's dead?
No.
I was like, why? Why would you leave it so inconclusive? It's like,
Yep.
oh, Law cut him
Well-
up, yes, but obviously when Law cuts you, you don't die. You just separate.
Right. And then
And-
the thing that would have killed him in this case would have been the gas. That is the only thing that could have killed him. But I'm doubtful.
But then they're saying like, why wouldn't he show up to help Dofi? Why wouldn't you bring him back then? You know,
Because he's dealing with shit. Like.
like my body being separated. Yeah.
As far as the whole like Virgo and Monet are dead things that people talk about, I just think that in the story of One Piece, the main enemies that Luffy has to fight, have never died ever throughout the entire story. And so why would Virgo and Monet be specifically, emphasized by Oda as having been killed when literally the only villain I think previous to them that had been officially killed was Mr. 11 or something like that from Crocodile, some no-name
Oh
guy.
yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
And so, and then also on top of that, he leaves reasons available for, he didn't confirm their deaths, as opposed to Whitebeard and Ace. Oda actually confirmed their deaths. He didn't confirm Monet and Virgo, which suggests to me that, like all other villains that previously we thought had died at some point in time, that they didn't die, and they will reappear in the story in some way, maybe like a cover story or something like that. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're important, but I'm definitely saying they're not dead.
I do think Monet is dead. It's like
Yeah,
if you
Monet's
stab
dead.
someone's heart and they're still alive. I mean, the thing is though, we saw what happened to Whitebeard at Marineford.
Right?
No, but Monet is not Whitebeard though.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not right. She's not. But it's like Whitebeard got his insides blown up,
Yeah, but he's
like-
Whitebeard.
bro. bro, he blew up his insides and took half his head off.
Anyway, welcome
I
Nathan
mean,
to the show.
One Piece
guys.
logic in regards to death does not make any sense. Just
Yeah,
period. It doesn't make any
humans
sense.
are quite durable in One Piece. Like, I'm seeing fathers taking like light speed kicks from Kizaru, so
Yeah,
I was not surprised.
Wait,
To
X Drake
try-
took that to the face, right?
Yeah.
X Drake took that to the face and he was alright.
I mean, to try and make real world logic work in One Piece as far as death goes is just not something that I'm willing to commit to at this point in time.
Another thing is, if you guys remember, I think it's Kuina. Like she fell down from the stairs and died.
Oh,
Like, come on, bro. Like, if the stairs, like everyone has the joke. That's a running joke that the stairs are
Stairs
Yeah,
are
Yonko
stairs
level.
Yonko
level.
level or something.
But I mean, come on, yo. Like, there's no way Kuina is dead. And if it's like Oda did
She
come
got
out and say
stabbed
that
in the face.
Tashigi is not Kuina, right?
Yeah.
It was something about Tashigi not being Kuina. Like, they're different.
Tashigi
He
is
said
not
he said
Kuina.
something about that. Like
Yeah.
legit, was that an
I think
SBS?
it was in the SBS. I'm not sure.
SBS.
No, no,
Because
no.
that's like one of their questions. Like, why is it so obvious that Tashigi's Kuina? It's like, she's not Kuina.
Yo,
I'm
guys,
like-
if you saw the thing about Queena being not being Tashigi on Twitter, okay? So it was something I said to Pirate King Buggy before because their birthday were different, and I read that in SBS. I was
Yeah.
revealing Queena's birthday and then Tashigi's birthday in another SBS, and the dates were different. So that's why I assumed they were
Yeah.
not the same
were not the
person,
same
and that's why I told Pirate King Buggy to do it in Mythbuster. Like, Oda didn't tell exactly Tashigi's and Queen. No.
All right. So I'm going to interject here for a second. Not that I don't think that you're right, that they're not the same, that they're not the same person. As far as birthdays goes, do not trust the birthdays. Absolutely do not. In fact, Raizo the
Yes,
theorist made a
I'm
really awesome theory that Killer was Niji based on the birthdays because it all made 100% sense, and that it ended up not being the case. As far as the birthday goes, they all are fan-made. Like, fans
Yeah.
submit their requests for
Yeah,
birthdays.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
And so Oda doesn't really take those seriously. I don't think he's about to give up a plot point based on two characters having the same birthday when that's like a legitimate thing in the manga that people want to
To
know.
be honest,
So
with the Killer thing, I still haven't given up on Killer's relation to Germa.
Oh, Joy Boy. Did you see that theory? It was actually really good. The
about
one
what?
that,
I think-
Killer was the kid in the cave.
Cell,
with Sanji.
yeah.
I don't think so. I think that there could be a tie between Killer and the Vinsmoke, like he's like, part of their family, but not like a direct son, or something else going on with the Germa Island. Just the fact that he has the blonde hair, he has the thick build, same kind of haircut as Judge Vinsmoke. We also see that he
Right.
uses tech as well, which makes some sense.
Futuristic, yeah, and it's futuristic. It's not like regular thing you can just find
Yeah.
anywhere. It's
But
different.
the kid in the cell had the number 3 on there. He's also quite a bit older than Sanji, and throughout this entire flashback, all the kids were the same age. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense for me to think that that's Killer. I think Killer's like 5 years older than Sanji, so he would have been like hitting puberty already.
27. That's a Killer
Yeah.
might be. What if he's a clone? If the whole clone thing is legitimate, and it's like it would tie into how Sanji probably escaped. Like, first thing, how did Sanji escape? Like, how did he just leave the Vinsmoke?
Right.
So it's like, like the theory that because King of Lightning, he came up with it when he was like doing a live reaction, like, okay, that could be Killer because of the mask or whatever. But Sanji was feeding like regular people, and they got upset at that because they're royalty. They shouldn't be feeding people. What if one of the people were like one of the failed experiments, one of the failed clones, and then to repay Sanji, he replaced Sanji, and that's how Sanji escaped. So it's out there, but I haven't given up on
Happen,
it.
to be honest.
That'd be really badass just to have sort of like a clone army where you finally
Yeah.
get to the perfect clones with the Sanji quadruplets, and then the other version before them were less perfect. That'd be really badass, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
so
not-
what do you guys think about Sanji's mom? Is she dead or is she still alive
I
somewhere?
She's
think she's
dead.
definitely dead. All moms die in One Piece. That's just what happens. They kill moms, so she's definitely dead. Maybe that's the whole thing with Sanji, But
So, I'm sorry, but there's something about Killer. Like, before that whole Vinsmoke thing was introduced, I used to think that Killer might have been Corazone's son, because they look the exact same as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Corazon.
And I checked the ages, and it actually works. Like, Corazon
Wait, say that
could have
again?
had a kid with somebody.
Corazon could be what?
Killer's son. Father.
Oh. Oh, okay. I'm like, hold up, what?
Triggered.
Thor from the future? Wait,
That's funny.
okay.
I don't know if I believe that or not, just because it's a random connection. But if they look similar, then there's the potential, I guess. But if that's all that we got, then I would save that thought for later. Honestly.
Yeah, because I had mentioned the theory I had made. The theory I had made back then was that Capone is actually gonna what was it? He's based on Al Capone, and he had the St. Valentine's Day Massacre at a party, right?
Yeah.
And then the person that killed Al Capone was Fred Burke, and Fred Burke, his moniker was Massacre Soldier. So it was like, okay, the whole thing with Kid, and we saw Killer wasn't there, so maybe Killer left to get help, and then he find out, okay, my family's having this birthday or this wedding, so then
Yeah.
Killer shows up at the Cake Island.
Yo, that would be mad cool if that happened, bro.
So then that tie that whole storyline, and then you get the allies that he would need to go against Kaido to get Kid back.
But do you think, guys, Hawkins is with Killer right now?
Yeah, is
Hawkins?
Hawkins like?
I don't
with Killer?
know. I think Hawkins is like one of those dudes like, yo, I don't have a chance of winning. I'm out of here.
Yeah, do you think he escaped? Because his abilities, he can probably do that with his ability. Like,
Wasn't his crew there though? Wasn't his crew there?
Yeah, I think some of his crew was there, or I'm not sure.
Man, I had some huge ideas for this, but basically what I came up with was that Killer is like a tactician, so he knows that he's gonna like pretend to join Kaido, and then when Kaido has his back turned, like maybe busy with the war, he'll release Kid from the jail cell. Apu, I think, would join Kaido, and Hawkins would also join Kaido because he'd see like the chance of Kaido, like I guess he would see that Luffy would come in, and the chance of Luffy winning would maybe be like 30% or 20%. So there's still a chance that Luffy could win the war.
Luffy, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Killer is actually the mastermind behind the Kid Pirates. Like he's the one that kind of arranges everything.
Yeah.
So I mean,
The only thing that I'm sure about. The only thing I'm sure about with Hawkins is that whatever happened, Hawkins chose the most probable course of action for him to live. And so, with that being said, would that really be the most probable course of action? Really be to in some way be hostile to Kaido? I don't know. I'm doubtful.
It's going to take a lot to bring down Kaido. It's definitely going to take a lot. But then it's kind of like, all right, Kaido and his crew, they're this powerful, and if they're like, if they're this strong, like Jack, because the whole thing with Jack, a lot of people say Jack is a lot stronger than Marco.
It's kind of tough to say.
It's crazy, but it's like if they're that strong, why didn't Kaido take out Whitebeard? It's like he said that Whitebeard, he was like when Whitebeard died, he's like, you went and did it now. So there's some respect there, I suppose. But it's like if you have that strong of a crew, why?
But
like, what do you wait?
wasn't Kaido going to like during the war? Like Shanks stopped him or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
If you like, but people are saying that Shanks had his crew and Kaido was probably by himself. So then it's like,
well, Kaido
he's
seems
not
to be a
beating-
free agent, man. He seems to be going around just doing his own thing.
right.
Yeah.
So then it's
I think
like he's not
Whitebeard-
beating Shanks' crew. Like that's not.
I'm
happening.
gonna guess that like Whitebeard completely like schooled Kaido, like when Kaido was
In the
maybe-
past?
Yeah, in the past. And Kaido was always looking for revenge, but Whitebeard would always turn him down, saying, "You're not ready yet."
Well, I mean, we
Probably
got to
can
keep
never
in
get
mind.
close to Whitebeard.
Well, I mean, we also got to keep in mind that Kaido was beaten, defeated on 7 occasions, and then captured some on like more times than that.
Yeah.
So, and it was said that he was, I think, captured by both the world government and pirates as well. So,
and Yonko, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
I don't think it said specifically Yonko, but regardless, pirates and marines. So it's very possible that he actually, in the past, tried to go up against Whitebeard, and Whitebeard punked him.
Yeah, Kaido has probably taken like a
Yeah,
lot
maybe
of L's from
he isn't
Whitebeard.
as strong as he was back then, or
That's what I think.
or was
That's what I think.
Whitebeard
I think
just a
Kaido-
fucking beast?
Well, I think that
I think at some
scar
point
is
in
that
time,
weak
Kaido
link,
got
right? That scar he has, that has to be where you attack him, right? You have to attack him at that spot. But before, where it didn't have that, he didn't have that scar. He's like
Yeah.
super durable. So I don't know who gave him that scar. People saying it's Whitebeard. I've heard people say it's Shanks. I've heard Akainu as well. But if Akainu is the Marine that gave Kaido that scar, then Akainu just rises in the ranks for me.
So,
Honestly.
Yeah.
do you guys think that Kaido is like an experiment? Like, why do you guys think that he's so powerful? Is it his devil fruit, or what do you think?
Oh, he OD'd on Smile.
He OD'd on Smile.
Oh man.
That's what I think. Like that's why he's so powerful. I mean, I think like he also has a devil fruit, Like he has a normal devil fruit and he was eating Smile as well. So this like made him super adorable, but he probably has like mood swings due to this.
The one thing that is really curious to me is that at some point in time it's suggested that that Gecko Moria was like Kaido's rival at some point in time,
rival.
which sort of suggests that at some point in time that they were the same strength.
It suggested
take.
that, but it's like if I take out your whole crew, I'm like,
But maybe
Yeah,
maybe
it's
that was after
slaughtered.
his upgrade. Maybe that was
That's
after he
just-
ate a devil fruit or something.
okay, yeah, maybe then, because it's
Yeah, I
like,
think Kaido and Moria used to like fuck around when they were kids. Like, I think when like the pirate era started, Moria was like 37, and I guess him and Kaido were probably like rivals at that time. They both started out at the same time. They both had like very similar ages and physique. But then, as soon as Kaido found his devil fruit, it was curtains for Moria.
also we have to take that with a grain of salt because Buggy considers Shanks his rival, right? And a lot of people like look at Buggy like,
Right.
like Buggy's
PK
this guy. You know what I'm saying? And Buggy, we all know as the audience, Buggy's trash. But they're like, oh my god, he's talking to Shanks like that? And it's like, I don't know if it could be that type of relationship. And maybe Kaido didn't even do that to Moria. Maybe it was just like something unfortunate. But it's like, I don't know if I want to buy into the Moria being that strong, but it's certainly possible. And another thing, people saying like, how did Kaido lose? How did Kaido lose so much if he's so strong? And it's like, look, he took 7 losses.
I think
Yeah.
he let them happen.
Is
Because
that a
he
lot
needed
of
to see if he
losses?
could die.
Is that,
He
is
took
that a lot?
Well, he's been captured even more times than he's lost. So
Yeah,
clearly,
captured. He got captured, so
So clearly he like let himself be captured at least 10 times or something like that. I don't remember the exact
But
numbers.
7 of those times he actually tried to fight back, which
Right.
is worrying.
But 7 times is not a lot. It's like, what are they counting this like throughout his whole pirate career? Is this like
Yeah,
after
as
he
a
became
pirate.
Yonko? Because it's like, how many times has Luffy lost already?
Like 3 or 4 times, something like that.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
Marineford,
he lost to-
Sabaody,
He lost to Kuma.
Austin, Magellan.
Sabaody,
Magellan.
Magellan,
Honestly, he
and
lost to
everything
Crocodile.
else.
Yeah,
Lost to
Crocodile.
Crocodile.
Yeah, he did
Oh.
die.
Five.
twice.
5.
To be honest, he probably lost to Doflamingo too, but.
Yeah. We're not getting
You know,
into that, bro.
he got saved by
Start a
Gantz.
war.
Yeah, so it's like Luffy's taking L's. So it's like years down the line when Luffy's like, oh, you took like 6 losses. Oh shit, you lost that many times? Like, come on, you're gonna take L's. You're gonna take. It's like Kaido didn't start out at Yonko level.
Right? You
Yeah.
gotta grow. You gotta grow. I don't know. Personally, I believe that Kaido was actually like captured, like in the 7 losses that he had, or at least a good number of those losses happened before he actually got captured by the world government. And then, like we see in Punk Hazard, all those inmates trapped in the ice in that room. Yeah, I think Kaido was part of that group at one point in time, because we can see that. I don't know if you guys know this theory, but there's like the symbol of oars on a lot of the gates of Punk Hazard, sort of suggesting
Yeah.
that they were trying to make oars-like creatures. And then
Yep.
you go into this past with Kaido, where clearly he was captured specifically by the world government. So you know at some point in time, Kaido was in the hands of or the Marines. And then you can see now that he's not like anything else. He's called the strongest creature, as though he's not even a human. And he's sort of like halfway in between being an oars and like a regular giant.
human,
So,
yeah.
Because they call him a Kaido, so that suggests that this is something, an experiment gone wrong. You know,
Right.
so it's
Maybe like Vegapunk was trying to like do something.
maybe they're trying to mix because we've seen that the world government, they do a lot of shady shit, and I believe that the world government they're trying to create an army, because I'm sure in some prophecy or some tablet, some poneglyph that they have, they predict that the D are going to come with an army of their own. So they want to have an army ready for like when the D's rise again or whatever. So it's like it's not far fetched that they actually created Kaido. Like they created that monstrosity.
right? And then that would also explain sort of how Moria was at one point like a rival of Kaido, but then all of a sudden he meets up with Kaido, and then Kaido decimates him and his entire crew in one go. And so it kind of suggests that there was just a massive power increase Kaido got. Whether it's from a devil fruit or being an experiment or something, at some point in time Kaido became a lot stronger.
Yes, maybe Moria and him, like you said before, like say like Luffy, before the time skip, him, Kid, Law, they're rivals. Then Luffy goes away for 2 years, he comes back, he's fucking like Yonko level. It's like, yo,
Right?
what happened?
Right,
Like,
master that hockey shit.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So sorry to cockblock everyone, but I gotta dip. But
Nah, it's all good, bro. All good.
yeah,
Yeah,
this was really good. This was a good stream.
this was a
Um,
really good stream.
Yeah,
Man.
it was nice.
Nah, this was dope, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So peace out, everyone, and hopefully we will be doing this again next week. It won't happen on Saturday though, because my days off work are Sunday and Monday. So it'll be one of those 2 days if we continue doing this. Just FYI. But yeah.
All right, man.
All right, peace
Thanks
out.
for having me.
Peace out.
Peace.
Later. See if I can figure out how to stop the stream.
You gotta stop.
Yo, that
Stop,
was a
bro.
lot better. That was a lot better.